Okay, let's jump into the next turn. So we're in the travel phase, and when we're traveling with this ship, they're fully crewed, all sails are full, which means the furthest sailor jumps over the other ones, goes to the ship. That means I know it's going to arrive. And in the next phase, the docking phase, it will land and be able to unload cargo. If I was in a situation where, say, I'd only decided to put 2 on during the travel phase, what I'd do instead, if I look at the arrows on the ship, that's the path I would follow with my sailors. I take the one furthest from the ship, jump over the other one, go to the next open sail, and that would be the travel phase, which means I'd have to wait another turn before I would then jump over and go to the ship and then arrive. Let's fast forward and say we've sailed and I've arrived. I don't have to decide where I'm going. When I dock, then I can say, okay, I'm going to dock. I was setting out for the Royal Port, or I was setting out over here for Waxen Plain for White, and I can decide then. Who docks first is given by the order on the cards. If I look at Green's card, the smaller the ship, the lower the docking priority. The ports like it when big ships dock. So Green has the advantage of their biggest ship has a docking priority of 1, which means if that ship was just arriving right now, everyone would shout out, I've got ship 4, I've got ship 3. They would say, I've got ship 1, which means I get to decide where to dock first. So I would decide, let's say, in this example, everybody else has gone through their ships. We're up to 17. And I'm looking over here, and Azure's gone up to 3 demand for wheat. So that's great. I'm going to say, okay, it's at 17, my turn, and I go over here. No one has landed, no one had wheat to sell, so I'm going to dock. I'm 3rd in docking priority, which is kind of a bummer, which means until these guys decide that their ships are full enough or they don't want to buy that good, I'm waiting, and I might, after I sell this wheat, might just decide next turn I'm just going to take off and go and try and find a better place to buy stuff rather than waiting for blue to finish loading up their ships. But right now, I don't have to worry about that yet. I'm going to unload my wheat, and right now there's 3 demand for wheat, which means they'll pay 3 gold per wheat. I have 1, 2, so that means 2 at 3 each. I go over here to the Royal Treasury, and I get 5, 6, 3 and 3, 6. That goes into Green's treasury. Then yellow, I have a good I sold that matches a demand, goes away. And the second one I sold matches a demand, the demand goes away. So now blue is still willing to buy wheat, but the next person who lands will get much less for it. If we say when I landed with my 2 wheat, there'd only been 1, I'd still be able to sell both, but instead of getting 6 for it, I would just get 2. I'd get 1 for this one and 1 for that one. In that case, what would happen is this would match the first demand, and then this one would be still sold for 1, but the poor merchants here bought it, and they can't sell it, so they've got to put it on the market and hope someone else will buy it. If you notice on Azure, they have a blue card. That means even if there's no demand at all, and say I was on landing with some dye, I can still sell that, and this will cancel 1 out. If they wanted dye and I landed with a dye, then my 1 dye would sell for 1 too, because there's 2 demand. I always cancel cards before I cancel using the ship, or before I use the icon on the port. So those would cancel out.